So I had promised you guys in the last video, especially with this, in air quotes, new 2021 model of really me just sitting down and running my mouth for 10 minutes, ranting and just, whatever, that more videos would be coming out. A lot of personal stuff going on. It's been a pretty crazy beginning of the year. A lot of weird stuff has been going on in my personal life. Hopefully that is now subsiding. Things are looking better. Cool. But I do want to sit here and talk to you guys about a couple of things that have been on my mind the past month. As we're in the middle of February now, I had shared with you guys that a chunk of the player base in my guild had moved away. Most of them were people that I loosely associated with. We would chat during the raids, maybe a little bit in guild chat, maybe a Mythic Plus or two, but overall, their mindset as far as, the game and how they acted and treated people was not the same as mine, which probably was for the best that we parted ways. However, one of them, and I had mentioned this, that had moved away was a good friend of mine, someone that's been in the guild for a while, and actually, the one officer that was helping me run the guild. Now, since he had left, and it's been a couple of months now, progress-wise, I want to say that we're about even. They might be a little bit ahead of us. I honestly don't know. However, the one problem that I have had, and I've shared this with my new officers, a lot of anger. This was a guy that had been in the guild since, and I'm gonna get this wrong, but I want to say Cataclysm, Firelands. And I had been around when he had gotten married. I had been around when his kids were born. When he took a break from raiding, when he came back. This was someone that I considered to be a friend. I still do consider to be a friend, if he sees this, which is very possible. However, I kind of fucked up. He and I had after the incident, which is what we're talking about, we had a decent conversation. I think some failure on both ends, but let's back up a little bit. What happened? So I harbored a lot of anger. He had left. I felt, betrayed, sad. All the emotions, right? And he would post on Discord. He would talk about, oh hey, we're gonna start this boss tonight, and I see that you guys are also at this boss. So here's our strategy. And I would make a jab at it. Why do you feel the need to say something about, a boss that we're both working on, or he would make a comment about something in game, whatever. And I would jab at him. I'd say some smart ass remark. And finally, the dam kind of broke on that. And he called me out on it, for being a dick and just said, hey, fuck you. I'm done. I'm not going to open my mouth if this is how I'm going to be treated. And we had a good discussion. I apologized profusely, and I do mean it. I was, at the time, like I said, very pissed off. I felt betrayed. I thought my friend had left me. Things had gotten significantly better after this group left. And I missed my friend. This is a guy that, one of the other big games that I'm into is Escape from Tarkov. I don't know that I've mentioned it, on this channel. It's just something about the game I really love. I'd gotten him into it. He stopped playing that too. Now, granted, his work schedule is a little bit more hectic than mine, I think. Plus he's, a wife and several kids, motorcycle driving by or moped or something. Several kids. The guy's busy, and he works semi in the medical field, not directly, and with the, what's going on in the world, which I guess you're not supposed to say on YouTube. He's been pretty busy, handling all that, and good for him. But I don't know the point of this story other than to say I was pissed off. I didn't handle it very well. You know, the jabs, the stupid remarks were not very adult of me. They weren't, you know, I look at myself as this, you know, I try to be this good leader, and it was shitty leadership. It was shitty to do to a friend. I do miss him. You know, I think the guy, he's goofy. He's dumb. and I'll stand by that. If and when he watches this video, you know, he's not a world-class player. You know, neither am I. I miss having him around. He's a fun dude to hang out with. He does some silly shit that you're just like, what are you doing? But in the end, it always makes you laugh, and you know, you have a good time. And I miss my friend, and I think it really boils down to that. Is, you know, I all the problems that we were having with toxicity and with, you know, this stunted progress and whatnot are not there anymore. And really, it was the work that my officers were putting in, that this renewed vigor in, you know, my guild that they brought me and that I had suddenly had. That's what caused, you know, everything to go good. And I miss my friend. So I don't know what to say about that. In other news, I will say that, you know, I've mentioned that I've been obviously not producing videos, let's say the past month. I had a lot of personal stuff going on that I really don't want to get into, but suffice to say, some pretty crazy shit's been going on in my personal life. I think all of it is behind me, or at least getting that way. But something that, and I'm going to tie two things together, something that was pointed out to me and my officers, Sunday, pulled me aside and basically kicked my ass on. For the past month, I would say 3 weeks, really haven't been into World of Warcraft. I have no plans of quitting. I love the game. I enjoy it. But haven't really been into it. And my officers sat me down Sunday and they're like, dude, what the fuck? Like, both of them messaged me, like, privately and in our officer chat on Discord. They're like, dude, what's the deal? Like, you know, like, what's up? You know, and I shared with them a little bit of what's going on in my personal life. However, I shared with them a huge frustration. Not only was it the aforementioned, you know, loss of a friend, so to say, you know, which sucks. I mean, I look at, you know, all the people that we've lost and all the people that I've gotten close to over the years, you know, and there have been, for me, a lot of them, you know, and I've named names before, but, you know, God, there's too many to name, but all the people that I've raided with that I miss, you know, a lot of them, you know, I mentioned a good group of them play in a different guild. You know, this friend of mine, this officer, plays in a other guild. Some people don't play anymore. You know, they've moved on with their lives, and I just miss everybody. But I shared with them the frustration. Not only that, you know, I miss all my friends that we used to play with. You know, both the ones that are in other guilds and then the ones that aren't here anymore. Both literally and just aren't playing. But one frustration I had was I had started the expansion with the intention on tanking. And I have a core group of players that I play with a lot. Obviously not the past couple of weeks. And two of them were my officers. And I obviously hadn't been playing with them. Things had shaken up to where I was DPSing, doing Mythic Plus, which I don't care. You know, whatever. I was playing Demon Hunter, which I have always enjoyed. You know, I don't care DPSing, but things got to a point where we recruited a whole bunch of people and we didn't have any healers. And so, but we had people that were like, hey, I'd really like to tank, but I'll DPS if necessary. And I said, well, Chris being Chris, I will switch to healer. I'll level my priest. I'll level my paladin, and you can tank. And then lo and behold, you get a text message. Like clockwork, we found 2 or 3 healers like the next day. So now I'm asked out of a healer position because I'm trying to grab gear, and these guys are already, 210, whatever. And I'm asked out of a tank position because now I've already told the new guy, hey, you can tank. And I'm not going to be that asshole that goes, haha, just kidding. And I was pretty frustrated about that. And I've been playing a class that is fun, the hunter, but it's not me. It's not Chris. It's not something that I can identify with, which is silly, I guess, but it's, whatever. And it'd really been like killing the game for me. And then that combined with everything else. And ultimately, like I said, what happened was both my officers pulled me aside and they're like, dude, like, smacking me on the back of the head, like, what is the fucking problem? So, they're like, look, we miss you. We want to play with you, but you're also our guild leader. You're our raid leader. You're, and maybe I'm reading too much into this and they'll message me and be like, no, you're an idiot. But you're supposed to be the rock that holds this guild together. And you're never on, you're never playing, you never talk to us, like, whatever. And then when I had shared with them the personal stuff, they're like, you should have told us that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Like, bro, we're here for you. We love you. We're family. We're friends. All that stuff. What's the deal? So yeah. Ultimately, I think the lesson here is I miss my friends, all of them. If I could have everyone back together, it would be a great time. I regret switching roles, off of something that I'd been wanting to finally get into, and I'd promised myself I wasn't going to switch this expansion. I was going to tank, and that was going to be it, because every time I get into that position, I shift around for the guild, and it always frustrates me. Text message. Really wish I'd have turned that off. And I had a good set of officers that kicked my ass when I needed to. So there's that. Until next time, guys, I'll see you, and hopefully turn my phone off.